Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the podcast that dares to ask the question,
What in the world?
I am one of your hosts, the marvelous, the magnificent Wacko Desperado, here with the majestic, the amazing
Leon B.
What up, Leon? How you doing today?
I'm good. It's been a good day, actually.
It's been a pretty good day for me as well. Thank you for asking. Not that you did.
I didn't ask.
Just kidding. I didn't give you time to ask. But yeah, how's your weekend?
Good. Went back to my job. Class was canceled today, so can't complain.
That's sick. I worked today. My weekend went very well. I did a lot. I got a lot done. And so I think it was good. Got a lot of things that I wanted to get done for a while.
Yep, and we finally released the podcast.
I know, right? Got our first episode out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on our second one. Hopefully, we got a good one for you. Got a couple things we want to talk about before we jump into today's episode, which is mysteries that were finally solved.
Well, did you hear that we got some competition now?
Competition?
Yep.
What do you mean?
The former Secretary of State, Hilary Clinton, is starting her own podcast.
What?
Yeah, people are fucking nailing her on Twitter right now.
What? Oh, Hill Cleo got a pod?
Yep.
What's it about?
I don't know, like politics, probably just her talking and shit.
Damn.
Well, people are bashing her because she's already making it like she's already out there looking for sponsors, and you know they say that she's only gonna start this because she wants to stop Bernie Sanders and all that.
Well, I don't know how big that would get. That would be pretty interesting to see her.
I don't think it'll get
her
big.
viewer count and stuff. How that'll go.
I don't think it's gonna get big.
No.
No.
I mean, she
I don't
has
think
name
people
recognition. You know.
She has name recognition, but the people that recognize her are. I
Don't
feel
like
like
her.
I feel like they're either the people that don't want to listen to podcast, or if you had the choice to sit down and watch a movie or listen to Hillary Clinton's podcast, what would you choose?
That's such an. Oh man, that's so difficult. I'm gonna have time to think. I'm gonna watch a movie.
Exactly. I don't think people are actually gonna want to listen to her. I think people listen to her because she's in your face already, so they just decide, fuck it, I'll like pay attention. But if they had a choice whether or not to listen to her, I don't think they're going to. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, well, that's a valid maybe argument. We'll see. That'll be interesting. I think a lot of the first views or listens or whatever may be a bit high, just out of the curiosity, you know, of her having a first podcast and stuff.
Oh yeah, the first couple weeks, everyone's gonna tune in just because they want to see what the hell the podcast is about. But after that, it dies. You know,
Yeah,
it's like any other thing.
the hype is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you wanted to bring up from the week?
Well, I actually want to know who you think's gonna win this Saturday.
Another fight event. Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero. Big fight. It's going to be this Saturday, pay-per-view. My money, God, it's going to be such a tough one. Yoel Romero, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, look him up. He should be studied.
He's a beast.
He is 43, I believe.
Is he really that?
Yeah. And he looks like the way he does.
Holy shit.
Yes.
For everyone that does know, I'm barely starting to get into the UFC, and
Yes.
that guy does not look like he's 43.
No, he looks like a Greek statue. If a Greek statue could bench press the Roman Colosseum.
Shit.
He
Let's
looks
get it.
he looks incredible, magnificent. Like, I think he should be studied. But honestly, I think Israel Adesanya is on another level with his striking. You know, it's kind of hard for a guy like Yoel to get in there close when a guy like Israel's so long and lanky and so.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
So like
Izzy-
accurate with the strikes.
Izzy's way of standing around the ring is so scary because it's so unique, because he does have those lengthy arms and he has such awkward stances and he changes them so frequently throughout his fights that he's so unpredictable. I think Izzy takes it too.
I think so. Do you have a round that you want to call it in?
I don't know. I like Romero, but
You like Romero. Nobody's ever put him down.
yeah. So I don't think Izzy takes him down.
So you think it goes to all the 5?
I think it goes all the way, and I think Izzy wins by decision.
That's very good. That's very good. I have my money. I think Israel will put Yoel down in the 4th.
In the 4th?
I think so. I think that's what I have down as my bet. Let me check it out right now. Actually, yeah, I do have it. Knockout on the 4th.
Holy shit.
Damn, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if I make a little something from this weekend. But, let's think we can get into the big boy of this week.
Let's do it.
We're getting into mysteries that have been finally solved. Some of these caught me by surprise, honestly. Some of them I would love to mention and to bring up. So I'll just bring them up right now. Some people believe that we may know what happened to Amelia Earhart. But yes, I'm not going to bring that up just because the information is unconfirmed. The remains that have been found on a certain island have not been confirmed to be hers. Another one is about Jack the Ripper. People think that we might know who Jack the Ripper is because of
Britain's first serial killer.
Yes, because of a shroud. I believe a shroud that was left over. It's the only piece of evidence left behind during the Jack the Ripper murders. And people say that they might have evidence to an ancestor of Jack the Ripper's, but that was also inconclusive. So these things that we're going to talk about today are fact. These things are going to be for sure true. These things are going to be pretty freaky because some of them pretty darn surprised me.
Yeah, okay, I'll start you off with one. Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls living out in Cuba. It's been confirmed.
Been confirmed.
100%. They're out there partying.
They're smoking Cuban cigars out there.
They were out there with Castro for a fat minute.
Yeah. It was all going cool. Oh, by the way, Castro's still alive. He's still kicking.
In case I didn't know.
Around. Yeah.
We're not conspiracy theorists. We're just here to spread facts.
We're just here spreading facts, allegedly. No. So the first one I wanted to bring up to you is a small one. It's about Easter Island. Easter Island has been a mystery for a long time because of these Easter Island heads. Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Easter Island is the birthplace of the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. The Easter Bunny was born and raised there. Yes. I know a lot of you guys think Easter Bunny's American. No, he was born on the Easter Islands.
Yeah. Resides there with his cousin, the Energizer Bunny.
Yes, they are. I know, but we don't talk about the Energizer Bunny because he got into some bad things.
Yeah, he's on that. He's on that.
Yeah, what do you think? He's so energized. Yeah. But we don't talk about him. So the Easter Island heads, it's now been kind of after archaeological studies around the statues. Basically, we found out that most likely these heads are basically representatives of people's ancestors, that they would make these basically in kind of in worship or in memory of some of their ancestors. And they're not heads. They are full bodies. They're not just the heads. A lot of these are because they're, erosion and stuff. They're underground, but due to excavations and stuff, we have now found out that they are not just heads. They are full bodies. And there's hundreds of these.
Well, that makes me think how long they've been there then, because if the winds and the earth has had to have that much time to settle in and bury down their bodies, because all you can see now is the heads. So I wonder how long they've been there.
About it. I mean, there's they conclude that it's approximately 900 years.
See, that doesn't sound that long to me, though.
I mean, a lot can happen in 900 years. I mean, there's a apparently a city in the Amazon that was completely overtaken. This city held millions of people, and it was completely taken over and hidden by the jungle in 50 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That little?
Yeah. So think about 900 years.
Oh. I guess I thought that the elements would take a lot longer for them to do their job.
Well, think about this. I mean, think about the elements, what themselves they can do. This is an island. Who knows how much rain they get, how much how high the water levels get on this island. There's a couple questions here, but I mean, over time, they have apparently been dug into the ground. But these statues or Easter Island heads, there's about 300 of them in Ahu and almost 1,000 in Moai. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong, and they represent ancestors.
Well, that's kind of cool to know that they're all bodies. I wonder how they figured. Well, you said archaeological digs, huh?
Yeah. Basically, research and stuff that eventually scans of underground. This researcher himself thought, I wonder what would happen if we dug one of these bad boys out, and apparently they learned, oh, hey, there's more of them. There's more to them than.
Can you believe someone has that job? Like to think about, let me just go dig around these heads.
Yeah, like, hey, I want to dig it. I want to dig it now. I mean, that'd be cool. I want that job, but I bet there's a lot of schooling that goes into that, and I am not a guy of books. I'm a guy of internet and YouTube videos. Now, I have one that you're going to find really interesting that I know you're going to love, because this one freaked me the hell out.
Okay.
So there's been stories and legends of like fairies, gnomes, elves, whatever you want to call them,
That's messed up. They don't like to be called that.
There's been, all kinds of stories about basic like miniature humanoids,
Mm-hmm.
But there has been a discovery of actual hobbits.
What?
Yeah, they're
Frodo?
basically they're dubbed hobbits. Their name is Homo florescenus.
Okay, that sounds like a plant.
I know, Homo
Whoa,
florescenus.
that's a picture.
So there has been discovery of a skull, and and other bones and stuff. But basically, they have found a full skull of this ancient humanoid that they basically grew up to be about 3 to 4 feet tall.
So it was like a whole village of these people? Or
There's
what?
a whole species of these
A whole
people.
species?
They were basically kind of like they're an ancestor of our maybe a subspecies of some sort,
like a Homo sapien,
like
or
like a Homo erectus, Homo, Neanderthal, some type of ancestor of ours. This one is Homo florescenus.
that's what I meant to say, Neanderthal.
Yeah, like a Neanderthal ancestor. Apparently, they may have lived side by side. Some say that they were about 17,000 years ago. Up until their extinction.
What do you think? Do you think like tribes like that would live in the jungle, or?
Well, I mean, there's been reports and stories supposedly that they are still around,
Really?
hidden in jungles or whatever. There's stories of, but then who knows if they're still around?
Yeah.
But these people did exist at one point in time. Who knows if they still live now, but at one point they did. I mean, there's also legends and stuff about giant humanoids, but we've never really found evidence of those. But we have found a full skull and bones of this hobbit.
Well,
creature.
what do you think? I mean, I know the notion that everybody bleeds the same blood, right? We're all humans and this and that. But
yeah.
if you think about like Viking nations, right? Those guys are huge.
Mm-hmm.
People from like, I'm flailing on other Viking countries, but like Denmark and all those big ass countries or up north.
Yeah.
What do you think that is? Do you think that we're actually different? That we were all different species that just mingled with each other? Maybe there were giant people and little people.
Well, yeah. Well, who knows? I mean, like, if these species did exist and it took us so long to discover them, who knows what else we'll discover? And there's still areas that we haven't really, really run through, really looked at. There's stuff underneath the surface. There's stuff underground.
Yeah.
You need permission to excavate things. You need permission to look through certain areas. I bet there's a lot that we don't know.
But what I'm asking is, do you think that humans are different from each other?
No.
You think we're all the same?
Well, I think it's kind of like if you take, if you take a bird let's say a parrot from the U.S. and a parrot that's from Britain, they have distinct things that are different.
They're gonna have an accent.
Well, yeah, they're gonna have weird accents, and for some reason, women are gonna love the British pigeons just that much more. But no, like kind of like that, like different areas, I believe, in the world, or maybe different conditions.
Yeah.
Just made them adapt differently, or maybe I'm a retard. I don't know anything. Let us know here at What in the World at podcast.com.
Podcast What in the World at gmail.com or What in the World Podcast, Instagram, Twitter. It's on your screen right now.
Yeah, that's it. But honestly, this is just the information that I'm getting at. I'm a moron, so I may be wrong about a lot of these things.
Yeah, you're a moron. I'll double on that.
All right, so let's go on to the next and final mystery.
Ooh.
This one is called the Tunguska explosion.
That sounds like something that comes out of your body.
The Tunguska, sounds like what I do when I'm very drunk and I'm trying to call for a taxi. That's what comes out. Tunguska. Okay, so the Tunguska explosion happened in Siberia. It's basically,
why does everything happen in Siberia?
Everything happens in remote areas where nobody's around to see it.
God, we need rules, fucking human beings.
I know. Place cameras everywhere.
Yeah, let the government in.
I don't know if you knew this, but June 30th is Asteroid Day.
Yeah, I knew that.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
It's common
It's
sense.
on my calendar every fucking year.
Yeah, I know. Like, it says it right there.
I specifically buy the asteroid calendar just for that day to be marked down.
To remind you, it's a countdown calendar. It actually it starts off 365, and each day goes lower and lower until you get to June 30th. It's a very confusing calendar. So on June 30th in 1908, in this remote part of Russia, this giant fireball comes through the sky.
Whoa.
In broad daylight.
Yeah.
Basically being described as like a second sun.
Oh, shit.
And and then all of a sudden, people say they hear a giant explosion.
Someone farted.
I know. Sorry.
And that, my friends, was the Tunguska explosion.
And so basically, what's left over was miles and miles of devastation. Around 6 miles, 3 to 6 miles, are surrounding a designated explosion zone, a little center zone, devastated all the wildlife surrounding it.
What is it, a bomb or what?
So, like this thing flattened trees, killed reindeer, and it's impossible to know, the actual fatality count because it's such a remote area, and so who knows who was there. But this thing was devastating. This thing was huge, and basically last year, NASA did their own research and stuff and concluded that it was probably a meteorite or an asteroid that exploded about several miles above the ground.
It can do
sending
that?
A shockwave. Yeah, generating a shockwave basically what did all this devastation was the explosion to cause it, but what really did damage was the shockwave. So that's what did everything. That's what pushed down the trees.
The shockwave.
Because this was maybe, they say it exploded maybe 15 miles above the ground.
So it blew up on its way down here?
Probably, yeah.
Made a way through the air, and it just, all the debris that was caused from it, or the shockwave you said?
Mm-hmm. That's what caused the trees.
And it blew out like miles and miles of trees?
It was equivalent to a 550 kiloton explosion.
Shit, imagine if there was any houses around that area.
They would have been demolished.
Well,
this was bigger than a nuke.
Well, just think about that. Like, think about how lucky everybody there had to have been that it just so happened to fall in a remote area.
Yeah, no, honestly, this thing was. I mean, of course, for a long time, people wanted to say aliens.
Yeah.
Of
Oh,
course.
whoa. Go up there?
Yeah. Well, this is a picture of NASA's research.
What
This
it
is
should have been or what it could have been?
well, this is a little bit but the research they used to help them figure it out. This is NASA. Basically, during a Navy submarine launch, they launched a Tomahawk missile at an incoming comet, and the resulting explosion and stuff kind of let them inform of what could happen if a comet exploded above the ground.
Wait, are you telling me that NASA blew up a comet
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
and they took a picture of it?
And they have pictures of this shit.
What?
Why
What
don't
the
we know
fuck?
about
Yeah,
this? I know, right?
this was what, 2019?
Yeah, 2019. That we basically did all these things.
Dude, last year there was a comet heading towards Earth,
Well,
and
it's,
NASA blew it up.
yeah, this happens. This NASA does stuff like this. But
Have you ever seen that Simpsons episode where Bart discovers a comet and then Springfield freaks out because they think they're gonna die?
no, what? I never seen that episode.
There's an episode where that happens, and it's racing down, and on its way down, it goes through all the layers of the atmosphere,
Yeah.
and by the time it actually hits, it becomes a little pebble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I imagined.
Well, that's basically kind of what it
What-
kind of is like.
that is what happens.
Yeah, that's
right.
basically what it's like.
Whoa.
And like if they need to blow something up, it's even if it lands, it probably wouldn't be as devastating as we may. But I mean,
Yeah.
it will be devastating as it might be because of our atmosphere. Things break up, things shatter.
Yeah.
Though we do reportedly, we do have an asteroid coming towards our direction that we should be able to see during the daylight.
What?
Yeah, pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let it be known, people, that all the little rocks in your front yard were formerly comets.
Yep. And keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on the night sky. Who knows what you'll see? Keep an eye on the ground. Start digging. Who knows what you'll find?
Yes.
Maybe you'll solve a mystery that the world has been wondering forever.
And if you do, let us know here at podcastwhatintheworld@gmail.com or What in the World Podcast, Instagram, Twitter. Thank you
Yes.
for joining us today.
I am Wacko Desperado. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Whackbox.
And I am Leon B. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter on whoisleonb_before the B.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye bye.